we decided, my husband and I, we decided to start adult family home after, I'm a stroke survivor.
Yeah, wow.
And it takes time, to know being on that bed. Not
to get the house constructed, or you get the one that is already remodeled? Which one is easier?
Some of the challenges that I can really talk about is, like you said, caregivers. But with caregivers, it depends. You as a provider, how are you treating them? Are you underpaying them, or are you paying them well?
Because the goal is actually for all of us to grow.
Yeah,
the cake is big.
Yes, you can't hold someone there.
Yeah.
We want them, even in future, they can go do nursing or other careers that they want to do. You can't hold them ransom. Ati mtu akitoka unamkasirikia now.
If you have one home and they have 6 clients, how much would somebody be looking at the end of the month?
Yeah. I wouldn't want anyone to treat me bad. Oh, actually, when I came, we used to get paid $50. So you can imagine, per day.
Yeah, mambo vipi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mkenya Marekani. This is a platform where we educate you, we highlight things that happen here in America, and today is a very special show because we'll be talking about adult home. I have here a lady who is she's been doing it. Atakuwa anatuambia story yake. This is her journey, her story. Tutakuwa tuna learn. So if you are into the adult home business, kuja karibu. By the way, unajua hii kupata mtu anaweza ongea mambo ya adult home, hii si hata ni ngumu sana because people always say ukimuuliza kitu anakuambia negai na hiyo story inaishia hapo. So today let's educate one another. Nobody is perfect, but let's learn. And before we go into our show, this show has been brought to you by 𝐉𝐴. Yeah, this is an app for sending money back home. You can send up to $5,000. It has the best exchange rate, and also you also get your own code that you can, if you refer people, you get a bonus. Okay, you can send directly to M-Pesa, banks, Lipa na M-Pesa, and Paybill as well. So ni app moja nzuri sana. Download using my code that will be right here. So let's go to our show. Nimekuja all the way to, is it Port Angeles?
No, Port Orchard.
Port Orchard, yes. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you very much for hosting me.
Karibu.
Asante sana. Yes.
Yeah.
So probably first things first, let's start introduction with who you are. Alafu we move from there.
First of all, my names are Wangari Ng'ang'a. I go by Wangari. Close people, they call me Rosemary.
Yeah.
But either way, I mostly use Wangari Ng'ang'a. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So a little bit about your journey, how you came to America. Na watu wajue, unajua tunajuanga America ni nchi ingine iko mbali sana. So probably before we just get a little bit of your journey to America, and then we can move from there.
Okay. That's a long story.
Yeah.
So one thing I can say for sure, it's been a journey. I landed in America 2012. Yeah, tried going to school, but you have to hustle up and down. Anyway, eventually I decided to quit school and started working because as a mom, you still have to focus and take care of your kids back home and all that. Kama tu mtu wa kawaida hapo nje. So I asked her, one of a friend, and she told me the CNA program. So that's how I started with the CNA. I did med tech. I did a bunch of stuff before I got where I am today. I was hired, and I worked as a CNA for quite some time. And then from there, between CNA, back to school, CNA, in and out. What do I say? The journey is so long. I'm trying to
to summarize.
I'm not even sure. It's something we can end up finishing today.
Yeah, correct. So let's now delve into the business of the day. Adult home family. It's not a lot of people who can want to share information about adult home. So probably first things first, how is the business?
I would say the business is good despite the challenges. And that's, for each and every kind of business out there, we all undergo challenges. So it's not just about an adult family home. Personally, it's more like like a passion.
Yeah.
And I say this on a serious note because we decided, my husband and we decided to start adult family home after, I'm a stroke survivor.
Yeah. Wow.
And it takes time, to know being on that bed, not just on, on the other side of the bed. What I mean by that is that when someone is helping you and you're helpless, that's how you tend to see like, oh my God, if someone can help me in that kind of, situation, position, how about, when I'm doing these things to somebody else?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's the connection in between. I know a lot of people start the business maybe for money or, because it's something that is doable. But for us, it's really based on our personal journey.
Yeah.
And after that, there was COVID. And that's when we decided to start a, adult family home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was
So
in 2019.
2019. Wow, that's quite a journey. So what are some of the requirements? What did you have to garner so that you can start the business?
First of all, I would say it's really challenging because we tried asking a lot of Kenyans. They were not willing to share the information, which is something I've really seen in this country. Like most of us don't like helping each other with the basic information.
Yes.
But I thank God I came across someone who's not Kenyan, and I got to know the classes I need, like administrator class.
Yeah.
I already had a CNA, and then there was orientation class, which I took at Highline Community College.
Yes.
And from there, everything fell into place, one thing after the other, because as long as you have the administrator class, you have the orientation class,
Yeah.
then you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the funds, of course. You need funds. I know a lot of people out there, they normally say, oh, you need like the whole amount, like 200 plus or maybe 100 plus. But it depends between the seller and the buyer. Sometimes you can put a very low amount of down payment,
yeah.
and the seller will like, okay, as long as you can, make partial payments,
Yeah.
I'm good with that. And there are people, sellers, who can say, I need all my money up front. So it's totally different.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so do you need like to have to get the house constructed, or you get the one that is already remodeled? Which one is easier?
I think an ongoing business is much easier. Let's say, especially if you don't have the amount of money that you need to start the business.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because construction, for example, you have to buy the house.
Yeah.
You have to, construct the house according to wabo.
Unaingia kwa mjengo.
Unaingia sasa kwa mjengo. So unaona inakugharimu pesa. But okay, if you can get someone who's willing to sell that business with the clients in,
Yeah.
I think that's a big plus for me. Yeah.
So and for example, now there are some people who construct, others who buy ready business. Those who haven't, like they've just gotten into the line of construction, remodeling the house. How do they then get into the period of getting clients? How do they look for clients na vitu kama hizo?
Okay. If someone buys a house and decide, oh, I'm gonna renovate into an adult family home, of course there are various factors to consider.
Yeah.
You need a WABO inspection, and you need and with the inspection you'll be able to renovate your house, to pass the whatever the inspection, which is WABO. And from there, once all that is done, you need to apply for your license, of course. And nowadays it only takes like 2 months. Yeah, it's before it used to stay like I think 6 months.
Yeah.
Close to a year actually.
Wow.
Because when we first applied for our first adult family home, it took close to 8 months. That was in 2019. But currently,
It's
within 2 months, if everything is correct, you should be good to go.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of, things are kind of, changing and getting flexible, unlike before.
So somebody might be out there and they're wondering how, when you talk about remodeling, what needs to be remodeled in a house?
I've never done one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but for those that I know, they've remodeled their homes. There's a way, like the windows, they have those specifications, which are online actually.
Yeah,
when
it's
you
there.
go on adult family home website, you state like requirements, what is needed, everything is there. And so like the window, it has a particular size
Yeah.
that they need, the doors, for the wheelchair, and how they should open, whether it's inside, outside, depending with the house, because there's a rambler and there's a, 2-story and all that. And then they need, of course, a ramp
Yeah.
for wheelchair clients. I'm trying to think if there's something I'm leaving out, but basically those are the main points. If you're starting from scratch, and then once everything is done, if you apply for your license, like I told you, it doesn't take long, 2 months. Once you get your license, get a business card. I normally tell people business cards come in handy.
Yeah.
Like you can drop your business cards to nursing home, assisted living. You can hospital, where you can connect with social workers, and when they have a client or anything, they'll always call you. And also through your case manager. Each and every adult family home has a case manager. So if you connect with your case manager, and every Tuesday they normally ask, do you have an opening? So go on and reply or text back, and they'll always send you clients. And then you'll have to choose whatever type of clients you want to work with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Then that's very fantastic. So I know a lot of people in this business always have a challenge, either with caregivers, or caregivers have challenges with adult homeowners.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's
it's a huge one, eh?
it's a huge one. Actually, it's like almost, I call it like crisis.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Gary, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I normally say treat others the way you would want to be treated.
Correct.
Because if I treat you in a disrespectful way, if I approach you in a disrespectful way, what do you expect in return?
Retaliation.
Yeah. So that's what happens. I normally tell people we need to humble ourselves.
Yeah.
And we need to respect people. And respect is a two-way traffic. If I respect you and expect you to do your work according to how I've done orientation, then unless maybe you're not doing your job, I'll call you, I'll let you know, I'll give you several warnings. Then I'm going to say, hey, because I've done this several times, unfortunately, I have to let you go. But we've not had that kind of challenge.
Yeah.
And I realized, I wouldn't say like the challenges with the caregivers. I've not really had a major, minor issues which are manageable. And most of our caregivers, even as they fly and go to other aspects or, areas in their lives, we still kind of connect. We talk, we invite them to our home. We
to create a rapport,
yes,
good rapport.
Because I was once there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone to treat me bad. Oh, actually, when I came, we used to get paid $50. So you
Per
can
what?
imagine. Per day.
Eh.
I know you wouldn't believe, but yeah, $50. I kept working, $80 a day, and then eventually, $100. So currently, we are living at a very good time where you can, get good money with caregiving and do something at home.
I've actually saw a lot of women who are full-time caregivers and live-in, but the things they've done in Kenya.
Well, it's possible.
Because when you're living, you don't have a lot of expenses. So it means all the money you get is probably profit, like net profit.
Yes.
So they're able to achieve a lot, and the life is simpler. You don't have mortgage to pay. You don't have, most of them don't have cars. So it's just a living job, and it's not a bad place to start after all.
Well, yeah, it's not. Actually, I know there's some people out there who like criticizing, caregiving work, which I normally tell people they shouldn't.
Yeah.
pesa ni pesa.
Pesa ni pesa. Haijaandikwa anyway.
Haijaandikwa mahali hapa ati caregiving, accountant, business administrator, haijaandikwa like, I don't know, doctor.
Yeah.
As long as you manage your money. Correct. And you are focused. Because tumetoka mbali, we all came here to work. And if that is the kind of platform that you get on the word go when you land here, that's fine. And some people, they try and it's not for them. And it's okay to venture in other careers.
Yes.
Yeah, you get comfortable, start somewhere, get comfortable, and fly wherever you want, and build your own life or future.
Do you feel like, because I feel like, I don't know if it's the truth, but people say if a market is infested by too many houses, there's gonna be a problem finding clients. And has that problem yet come in there? Because they say like in Washington, there's a lot of adult home families. Has it affected like the business?
I would say actually it kind of depends with the question. Yeah. Because how do I say, if it's an ongoing business, you've created a good rapport. Yeah. I mean, marketing skills. Yeah. The agencies, maybe the social worker, hey, I have a bed opening, you call them. As long as you've kept that good rapport, you'll always find something your way. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that is also something. And yes, the market is flooded. I think currently we are like 5,000 plus. And way before the adult family homes were like 2,000 and something. Yeah. So yeah, it's flooding and it's okay. Yeah. I always say there's something for everyone.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah, so...
I like to commend Kenyans because out of the 5,000 you're talking about, the biggest numbers is from Kenyans.
Oh, yes.
With these homes.
Yes, which is really good.
It's a good thing because it helps our people get work. It helps our people back home get something because they say diaspora is the exports in Kenya. We send a lot of money to support our own. Actually, Kenyan economy is built from, let's say, 90% American money that is sent back home, and adult home is one of the biggest business that help do that. So what are some of the joys of doing this job?
I would say the joys, personally, I think it's rewarding because I'm helping someone who needs that help. Yeah. And apart from that, of course, it's as a mom, I can be able to I can be flexible. I can take care of my family. Yeah. And, my kids, I can be there for my kids, especially in diaspora. Sometimes when you are in between jobs, it's hard to know, to focus on your, how do I say? It's hard, to keep in touch with a lot of things. Yeah. But I find with this kind of job, there's a lot of flexibility. Yeah. I would say for me, it's flexibility that I can be there for my family and at the same time I can do what I want to do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe that is the joy. And mostly I can help someone because I know how it feels to be on that bed when you're helpless, when you need someone. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. What about the challenges of running? I know we've mentioned some, but what, what is that thing that is an uphill task when it comes to owning this type of business?
Some of the challenges that I can really mention, the ones that I've faced, it's if let's say, some of the challenges that I can really talk about is, like you said, caregivers. But with caregivers, it depends. You as a provider, how are you treating them? Are you underpaying them or are you paying them well? Because as long as you are paying according to the current market or maybe to the workload in that home, I think everything should flow. It's natural. I know it's normal for, any human being out there to want to keep major profits. But at the same time, I normally say you have to be considerate of the person, doing the work. For me and my husband, just in case, let's say someone has called in or someone is sick, we can scrub in and work comfortably. Yeah. Because it's something we are doing out of our hearts and we know how it feels to help someone.
Correct.
I know there are other providers who don't go to the floor completely. And at the same time, they don't tend to understand the challenges that the caregiver is facing. But if you can scrub in and go do the actual job, then you'll know what it takes for that particular person to do that particular, type of job.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And also, like a few things, respect, which I already talked about. Sometimes you can do everything as a provider and still you get disrespected.
Correct.
And I know people there can talk, maybe trash, have those kind of arguments I've heard about and all that. But I normally say there's always a way to come into, a conclusion and try to solve things in a formal way. And even though someone leaves your home, they don't have to go kwa sababu mumekosana. They are going because they found, green pastures or something like that.
Yeah, correct. Because the goal is actually for all of us to grow.
Yeah,
the cake is big.
Yes, you can't hold someone there.
Yeah.
We want them even, in future, they can go do nursing or other careers that they want to do. You can't hold them ransom. Ati mtu akitoka unamkasirikia. No.
Yeah.
People need to grow. And that's my main goal. When we hire, I do the interviews, and when we hire someone, I normally tell that particular person, hey, work here. We are just setting a platform, but I'm not expecting you to stay here forever. Because I want you to grow.
Yeah.
If I stayed where I
so
was,
sana pia utastuka.
Hata sio hivyo. Kama mimi singekuwa hapa, right?
Yeah.
So people needs to fly. There's so many jobs hapa. Ni kama ocean. Nobody can take what is yours. And we can all, do whatever we want to do based on our passion and desire and whatever brought us here.
Wow, yeah. I love that. So, it's like an ocean. I love that.
Yeah, it's like an ocean.
Yeah.
Wow. The ocean, there's always something for everyone.
Correct.
If it's like, for example, today's interview, the information, just tell somebody. Even though you don't share the information with someone, if they have a passion of doing that particular thing, trust me, they'll end up doing it.
Yeah.
If you don't show me where the school is, eventually I'll know where that school is and I'll go and register.
Yeah.
So, and that's why people don't need to be withholding information. We need to help each other and raise each other in a way that a community, like how they can be able to move further and expand and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So how long probably is the adult home classes? And are they challenging? Do you have to do a state exam?
No, the administrator class, no. It's just, you can do it online. I'll talk about Highline Community College because that's why I did mine.
Yeah.
So I went to class in person. I think it was 6 weeks or maybe a month. I can't quite, it was way back. Yeah. But I know you can do it online or you can go. I think they only test you for English speaking, maybe writing, the basic things.
Yeah.
And after that, you're good to go. Anyone can do it. Hata kama ukwenda shule, as long as you put your mind onto something, you can do it. Yeah.
Wow. So if somebody wants to set up an adult home family, what, capital, how much are they looking at?
So I would say it depends, because it depends with the seller, how much they're selling their business. But if someone is trying to save up, I would say, if you want a house, maybe with no client, someone is renting, at least have a 50K. And there's also always room for negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a house someone else has renovated and they don't want to do the business, they want to rent it out, at least 50K.
Yeah. So for people who want to venture into the business, it helps if, for instance, you already were a caregiver, because then you can, if somebody goes missing, you can, or they are off, you can jump into the work. Yeah.
Yeah. If let's say, for example, there's a crisis or someone has an emergency or just someone called in, I can always grab in and go do the work. Yeah. I don't mind. Yeah. It doesn't matter whether I have other careers or other things.
Yeah.
But the fact that I know someone is there waiting, to be helped, that is the only, my to-go moment.
Wow.
They need help, period. Everything else, we can put on hold and do it later.
Thank you so much for your time. I mean, overcoming, you had an issue with health, overcoming it, and now you're here running a successful business. We are really happy for you and for sharing this information.
Thank you.
They say information is power, but it's not power until you use it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the last thoughts that you have for us?
I'll tell people, if you're buying an ongoing business, which is called 𝐻𝐤, change of ownership, make sure you go through your, the agreement documents between the seller and you. It doesn't hurt to involve a lawyer to go through the documents if there's something missing.
Yeah.
Because you'll be surprised how people can surprise you out there. Sometimes you get into a deal. I know people, they've been into a deal and it doesn't really, yield to come out what they expected or something like that. They end up not, getting that business, or they end up feeling hurt, or maybe to their expectation, it's not what they expected,
Yeah.
So I would tell people to be very careful when you're buying an ongoing chow. Get a lawyer. I'll say get a lawyer. It's maybe like $400 just to go through the paperwork. It doesn't hurt. That way, you're really equipped. Like, how are you protecting yourself as the buyer? Because I know a lot of people, we just kind of do mutual agreement or maybe notarize.
Yeah.
But it's good, you as an individual, if you know, like, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah.
Why is this person selling this business? And what are the challenges? Or how will I handle in case of something? Always cover yourself. That's what I would say. Because that is one of the main challenges that I've come across. And it can be from anyone. It doesn't have to be a Kenyan. It can be from anyone.
Yeah.
So always try to involve a lawyer, go through your paperwork. I'm not saying like, unless someone really doesn't want to, but that's my advice. Like, always get a lawyer to go through your paperwork.
Wow. Wow.
I think something else I would say, treat your caregivers with respect. That's how you earn back respect.
Yeah.
And for
respect is earned.
Yeah. And if someone really doesn't want to work there, it's okay to let someone go on a good note without having to create issue. Pay them according to the work that, they are doing. I know some adult firms, they have like maybe 2 clients. Of course, you don't expect 2 clients to be paid as, 6 clients. Yeah. So if you pay them the correct wages, the correct, how do I say, like
wages,
salary, if it's salary
yeah.
based, if you do that, I think you'll be a happy provider and, happy caregivers. Like for us, we try to like celebrate birthdays, give them bonus end of the year.
Wow.
We try to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Just like a normal corporate.
Just like a normal corporate. Even though you cannot have any health insurance for them, but at least you can come in and chip in these other tiny things. Yeah. Just treat them like family. Yeah. Okay, I would say this. Treat them like family, but with respect. You have to put that boundary.
Boundary for work.
Yeah. You have to know that there's a boundary between work and whatever you're doing. That way, respect is there. Wow. If you don't have any boundaries and, basically if you don't put that boundary from the word go, that's where disrespect comes in.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you will want to talk about this, but last but not least, if you have one home and they have 6 clients, how much would somebody be looking at the end of the month?
I would say
net profit.
It depends. Again, there are some clients that bring in good money. There are some clients that are, depending on the kind of work. If it's someone with a lot of, how do I say, medically, maybe I'm trying to find a good term for it. If a client has a lot of, based on the assessment, if maybe there's a lot of stuff that the client needs, of course, the amount of money is going to be higher.
Yeah.
But they start from, I think, even $100, I would say the lowest. But if you're focused and you market yourself, that's per day. But if you're focused and you market yourself out there, you'll get good clients. You can get even private clients as much as 15,000 one client
per day.
Yeah, no, not per day, per month.
Per month.
I'm talking about per month. 100 is per day. And also at the same time, there are good times. I mean, high and low in each and every business.
So when you say high and low, is it like seasons?
I wouldn't say seasons, but sometimes the house is full. Sometimes either a client moves out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some pass away. And so you have to plan yourself out, like in case there's that low season, what do you do? That's why you can pick up your phone, try to call, reach out. And also you can keep good rapport with other providers.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone's house can be full and when you tell them like you have an opening, they can always refer the client to you. And also agencies, who will always fill your bed, even though they take like the month's 1 month income, but at the end of the day, they'll fill up that bed. Yeah, so it kind of depends. And I think on the higher side, I know someone can make with one house up to 50K, 45.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes 35, and even low of 18. So it kind of depends with the clients you're focusing on. I would say that.
Wow. That's good information right there. You know, this is this interview is, the more we are going, I'm finishing like a pastor, concluding finally. But there's something I wanna ask, and because I think it's important for me to ask. Na sasa hiyo swali inapotea. There's something I wanted to ask, and now, I wanted to ask. You know, having an adult home, it means you deal with deaths.
Yes.
All the times. How do you, like I don't know if you learn that when you're doing administration class, but how do you deal with that? Mtu mlikuwa mmezoeana, then
I think there are classes out there about like like I would say, especially when you're having hospice clients and stuff, you can take those classes like hizo about grieving process and stuff like that. But this is how I normally tell people, it's a calling. Even doing this job, it's not just about the profits. It's not just about helping the client. I would say it's something that has to come from within you, and you have to be prepared that as much as you're taking care of vulnerable people who need help, they're sick, or some, they know that they'll never get well, they won't go back to the society. And most of the time when you read the assessment and all that, you're already prepared psychologically.
Yeah.
So it's like being a doctor. Of course, you'll face a lot of death, a lot of babies being born and all that kind of stuff. So I would say it takes a very special heart. Yeah, because of course you've bonded with those people, you stayed with them for long, now they've passed on. What do? All you have to do is one, tell yourself like it's like you are helping someone who's a patient.
Yeah.
And try to put that at the end of the day, we're all humans, but try to, how would I say, try to have empathy, but don't let it derail you too much. Because at the end of the day, it's like when you lose someone in their actual life, at the end of the day, of course there's that grieving and all that, but at the same time, life has to move on.
Correct.
So yeah, we are sad, and then we just pick up the bits and pieces and we try to move on.
Wow.
Yeah. So it takes a special heart to deal with all that.
Did you ever lose somebody that you really were attached to?
Oh yeah, actually several. Yeah, and you have to be there for the family when they come. And some family just like quiet.
Yeah.
And you just let them,
Hakuna ile kulia yetu.
Actually, no. Something funny. I think because as time nini imeenda, I think I wouldn't say ni kuzoea, because you can never zoea anything to do with grieving and death and stuff like that. But because you are supposed to comfort the family.
Yeah.
So it's really, even though you utalia maybe behind the curtains, but you're supposed to comfort that particular person, like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and is there anything I can do?
I feel like that's a culture shock, because when we in Africa, how we mourn our deaths there.
Oh yeah,
it's very different from
it
here.
Is.
Do you feel like people here have already come to the terms that there's being born and there's death?
I think so, because when I came here, I used to get really shocked, like way shocked.
Yeah.
But as time went by, as in with all the classes and everything, and the experience, you realize like death is something that is here with us. The same way watu wanazaliwa, kufa pia ni lazima.
Yeah.
But my main thing I normally say is like, we just do the right things and live right, and be happy. Be happy. Live your life.
Okay, wow, that was quite an educational show. Thank you so much.
I hope so.
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
You're welcome.
If people have questions, they will shoot those questions. I think I don't know, maybe we'll come for a part 2, but thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So can guys follow you on your socials?
Yeah, they can. Lately I kind of put on hold.
Okay.
But they can still follow me. I'm trying to, work on me and work on some stuff.
Yeah.
But if anyone is on Facebook, I'm Wangari Wanganga. TikTok, Wangari Jo. What else? What other platform? Instagram, Wangari Wanganga or Karingash. Either way, it will pop out. So follow me, and on my platform, I just kind of encourage people.
Yeah.
I don't have much that I do, but encourage, because I know in diaspora, a lot of Kenyans back home, probably they don't know. But being just in this country, we need a lot of encouragement.
Correct.
Yeah, we face a lot of challenges.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, so mainly I just kind of encourage people with maybe my story, or, or maybe someone else's. Yeah.
Wow. So thank you so much for coming to our show and allowing me to visit Port Orchards.
Karibu tena.
Asante sana. It's some distance, but I appreciate.
Okay.
So guys, I believe you are 𝐉𝐻𝐸𝐷 right now. So let's all invest and get out of the matrix box. Invest and become free in this land of opportunity. Otherwise, if you want to send money, this is the app that brought this show, 𝐉𝐻𝐸. You can download and send money back home. It's free actually to send money, okay? You're not charged anything. Ukituma 30 ni 30 ule anapata. Hakuna mali inakatwa unless sasa M-Pesa sasa wakate kule. But you can send to banks, to lipa na M-Pesa, pay bill, and you can also pay to, some people have dollar accounts. So you can pay dollar to dollar directly. And the good thing with this app, if somebody here has 𝐉𝐻𝐸, you can both send each other like Cash App. Unaweza tumiana hapa na hapa. So it's a very legit app. Download using my code, na God will bless you as you send your people Christmassy. Wazi. Cheers. God bless you.
Okay, thank you.